Good morning, Corning Painted Post High School. I'm Senior Aaron Austin. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Be sure to tune in to CPPtv. Welcome to your daily source of news around the nest. Today is Tuesday, January 14th, and today's student of the day is Noah Belanger and Eric Grazer. Welcome back to CPPtv. It's Aaron. You're watching CPPtv, the voice of Hawk Nation. Your voice of Hawk Nation, Hawk Nation, Hawk Nation, Hawk Nation, Hawk Nation, Hawk Nation, Hawk Nation.
Good morning, Hawks. I'm sophomore Berlin Arnold. As next week begins a week of Regents Week, on Monday, January 20th, it is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. As you may have learned in previous years of school, MLK was an activist and became one of the most famous speakers of the civil rights movement. He had his famous speech called I Have a Dream. He spoke about it during the March on Washington, demanding jobs and freedom. The March of Washington was to end racism and discrimination on MLK Day. We remember all that Martin Luther King Jr. has done to end discrimination and to thank him for speaking for the people who couldn't speak for themselves. Up until a bullet took his life on April 4th, 1968, now under Brooklyn with the weather.
Good morning, Hawks. I'm sophomore Brooklyn. Please expect an okay temperature from a high of 47 to a low of 34 with partly cloudy skies throughout the day. An expected drop to about 45 degrees by the end of the school day. Be prepared for temperatures ranging from 36 to 44 degrees tomorrow, accompanied by mostly sunny skies. Now to Alex with your sport news.
And now to CPP Sports.
What's going on, everyone? I'm Alex Windsor, and this is Hawk Sports. Yesterday, I made a run down to the library just to see if I could find any college football fans with any predictions about last night's national championship game. John Green said, "I've got LSU tonight because I've always been a fan of the SEC, or the Southeastern Conference. The SEC is just simply more fun to watch. As a college football guy myself, I can't argue with that." I caught up with senior Garrett Ciccona who is about as close to a college football expert as you'll find, and he had some very interesting things to say about the Natty and the college football world.
I'm here with senior Garrett Ciccona. How's it going, my friend?
Pretty good.
Who do you have in this LSU Clemson national championship game tonight?
I definitely got LSU. They dominated their first game. It's like one of the best games I've ever seen from Joe Burrow. Got the best player in the country, and Clemson just hasn't played anybody quite like them. They've had a pretty easy schedule, so I think LSU wins it pretty easily.
Okay, what do you think about Joe Burrow going first overall to the Bengals?
I mean, he's a pretty good player. I think Chase Young's the best player in the draft, but I think they need a QB, so I think that's probably where they'll go.
Okay, as a Steelers fan, I know the Bengals are in that same division. Are you going to be scared if you see Joe Burrow playing QB for your divisional rival?
A little bit, but I mean, I'd rather that than Big Ben being tackled by Chase Young, so both are kind of bad, to be honest.
All right, so it's kind of a lose-lose scenario?
Yeah, I guess so.
So Penn State has some guys looking to go in the draft this year. Who are you most excited about?
Heading into the draft?
Heading into the draft.
Well, they got a guy, Yetur Gross-Matos. He's probably a first-round pick, one of the more underrated players in the country a little bit. But I think he could be a really good player in the draft. KJ Hamler, he's going to the draft. He's probably not going to be too high, but I think whoever takes him is going to get a big steal. Hoping maybe the Steelers, because they don't have a first-round pick, take him. I think he'll be a really good player.
All righty, I've just got one more question for you.
All right.
If you're the Steelers, do you try to get a quarterback in this year's draft? With no first-round pick.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on who falls. I think if Tua fell farther than they think with the injury, possibly they try to trade up to get him. There's a couple intriguing guys from smaller schools this year that I think could be interesting in mid-rounds. I think they need to take a QB at some point, but it's going to be hard without a first-round pick to get somebody really good. But
I think you're right, Garrett. Thank you so much for the interview, my friend.
You didn't think I'd let you go without an account of the game, did you? Johnny and Garrett were spot on in their predictions, and LSU rolled to a national title. Down 7-17 in the first half, LSU QB Joe Burrow flipped a switch not unlike the Chiefs on Sunday, and Clemson never felt as if they were in control for the rest of the game. Trevor Lawrence never had an opportunity to set his feet and was spraying the ball, unlike last year's title game against Bama. Burrow was phenomenal, throwing to an arsenal of Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Thaddeus Moss, son of Randy, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. On their way to the title game, LSU dispatched Texas, Auburn, Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma, and now Clemson. Best college football team ever? I don't know. You tell me.
We're almost to Regents Week, so hang in there, Hawks. Only 27 more periods until Friday. Thanks for tuning in to CPPtv, your daily source of news around the Nest. For more information on upcoming events and updates on the show, you can follow our Instagram at cpp.tv or Twitter at cpp_tv. See you again tomorrow, and keep flying, Hawks.